What's going on, everybody? A happy Wednesday to you out there in TV land. We got Briggs, we got Hunter right over here, and we've got an exciting show for you today. And that's because we have the one and the only, my boss, Mr. Chief Meteorologist Adam Lorch, joining us here in a little bit. A really exciting announcement for Adam, and a really fun trip coming up to Italy. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, man, I know he has that date circled on his calendar.
Yes.
I think it's October coming up that he's going to be taking that big Italy trip, and it's super cool because like Laura Lee and Dan Wolf, you can join Adam on his trip to Italy through Colette Travel. So he's going to talk a little bit about that. I'm sure we'll get into some other topics too. Maybe his lovely daughter, Abby. Cosmo just turned 5. I don't know if you can believe that. I remember the day that Cosmo made his debut here on Northern News Now, and he was sitting on the anchor desk downstairs in the studio. Now he's a big 5-year-old boy, so all sorts of things. Maybe even ice fishing will come up too.
Sure, we got all sorts of topics with Adam. It's been a while since it's been on the show, I believe. I forget when the last time he was on. It might have been for a blindfold or something like that. But yeah, very good to see him back on here, and we'll dive deeper with him with all sorts of stuff, like you said.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Speaking of people who are masters in their craft, like Adam is, hot dog eating champ Joey Chestnut is preparing to defend another title. Major League Eating has announced that Chestnut will return to Las Vegas coming up on January 31st for the World Bagel Eating Championship. I didn't know he partook in bagel eating, but he is a master, so all sorts of food. Chestnut currently holds that belt after eating 15 bagels with cream cheese on them in 8 minutes at last year's contest. That's crazy. Of course, he is best known for winning the Nathan's Famous hot dog eating contest 17 times.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't realize that either. That bagel eating championship will be held with contestants competing for a belt and $10,000 in prize money. So bagels, I imagine that has to be hard to eat because it just like gets kind of caught in your throat, you know, that bread stuff.
Because what he does with hot dogs, and I think everybody does with hot dogs, is with the bun, you dip it in water, softens it up a little bit, and it makes it, you know, way easier to get down the gullet, you know. And I'd wonder if he does that with bagels. Are you allowed to dip it in water and soak it up and make sure it's all good to go? Or
I'm not sure. Do you think the cream cheese helps or hurts?
I would think it would help maybe kind of lubricate a little bit, right? I mean, kind of like the water, but it's just gross to think about, Briggs.
Yeah. I remember he joined us in studio once, like a live interview when we had the CBS morning show back on CBS 3 back in the day, and he was partaking in it's like an Indian fry bread eating competition, and it was at up in Tower.
Oh my
Minnesota.
gosh!
So he does that too.
Well, that's insane. So he eats everything. He goes out there and just does it all. I wonder if somebody like that, he must be sponsored. That must be how he makes a living in life, which is just absolutely insane. I love eating. I go out and I eat, but you got to pay for it, you know? He gets to just do whatever he wants. He looks great. Like, how does he do it, you know?
I don't know. And yeah, speaking of sponsors, wasn't it the whole reason he couldn't compete the other year in that hot dog eating championship was because there was something involved with a meat sponsor, a non-meat hot dog or something, and so he didn't get to I don't know.
You're right.
So there was even some controversy surrounding it. It's crazy.
Man of many layers, Mr. Joey Chestnut. Pretty crazy. Get this. Apple unveiled the first iPhone 19 years ago this month. I can't believe that's been that long. That's insane.
I know.
You might remember Steve Jobs on stage debuting it at a conference. Back then, the original version cost $499. Now, iPhone is on the 17th generation, which runs about $1,200. Apple is also rumored to be planning a big redesign for its 20-year milestone coming up next year. Huge advancement there. I just remember, because everybody, of course, had their iPod and then their phone separately. And like when I first saw that they were going to be combined and they have this whole new thing, I'm like, that's pretty darn cool. And now I just take it for granted, kind of, you know?
Yeah, that's Steve Jobs making a phone, you know, that can just slide in your back pocket.
Yes.
I remember my first iPod back in the day, and it was like, I found it the other day, and it was like a chunky brick. And I was like, like it's crazy how, you know, that could only play music. And now we have something so much like smaller, thinner anyway, you know, that can do so much more. So it is, crazy to see. I didn't get a smartphone until I was in college.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know about you.
I was probably close to college. I bet it was late high school when I got my first iPhone. It wasn't an iPhone. I've always been an Android
Yeah,
guy.
that's right.
But it was kind of the same thing. And other than that, I've always had I had a Nokia phone forever, which
Okay.
never broke. It was
Yeah.
the best thing ever. And now it's pretty darn nice having that smartphone in our pockets for sure.
It is. My flip phone back in the day, one of my favorite things was setting a ringtone.
Yes.
Yeah, wasn't that fun?
Was it Ja Rule or who was the?
No, it was Temperature by Sean Paul.
Yes,
was my
Sean
ringtone in like 8th grade. I think I got my first measly little cell phone. Back in the day, couldn't do anything but call my parents or something. But when they called, it was Temperature by Sean Paul.
I remember recording on the bus speakers, recording the song. I think it was Jack and Diane by John Mellencamp. I don't know why I did that, but that was my ringtone forever. Was just recording that like an idiot. What am I doing?
Well,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
way less embarrassing than my ringtone. So
That's a cool ringtone. That was hip back when we were
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Oh.
Sure. Speaking of tech, though, Samsung unveiled its new tri-fold phone at a huge technology conference in Las Vegas last week. It folds in 2 places, not just one, and so that's almost like a brochure, if you can see there in the video. Able to cram an iPad-sized screen right into your pocket, Samsung says. Samsung has not announced the pricing for that yet, but its Galaxy Z Fold 7, which has a smaller screen that folds in half instead of folding in thirds, that one starts at $2,000. So that'll set you back. This one, I imagine, will probably set you back.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's
Cool.
gonna be quite a bit of money. That's
Yeah.
kind of been my thing with Android versus Apple. Is I feel like kind of both haven't really been making too many advancements. Maybe just their cameras, but now this is
Right.
something completely different, which is really really cool.
It is, yeah. Those cameras, yeah, they've
They're
gotten
so
really
impressive.
Good. Yeah. Well, hey, coming up, we're going to catch up with our coworker Adam Lorch as he gets ready to take a big trip across the pond. How you can join him coming up after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Chief Meteorologist Adam Lorch here. Thanks for joining us again here, Adam.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's been a minute.
It has. It's been a while. It might have been maybe a blindfold the last time that we
Yeah,
had you
probably.
on. Something like that. But huge news going on here, of course. We teased it earlier in the show. But Adam Lorch, you're going to be going to Italy with Colette, and people can come and join you, and there's all sorts of stuff going on. So huge news here in the old weather
Yeah.
department and around the station.
Yeah.
Are you excited, first off?
Oh, absolutely.
Must be.
I've never been to Italy. So,
Really?
Yeah. yeah.
What kind of things are folks going to be expecting if you do go, when you do go over to Italy,
Sure.
I should say?
So first of all, it's going to be late October. I think October 21st is
Okay.
when we head out. There's still room available for people to sign up to come. And we're going to fly to Rome first. We're going to be able to go to the Vatican and see all these museums and see a bunch of old Egyptian antiquities and stuff. And then we're eventually going to go up to Florence. We're going to head north from Rome. So go up to Florence. We're going to spend some time in Venice. So like the water, the canals, and so you can take a little boat through the canals and stuff. So that's going to be really cool. And then I think we end at Lake Como.
Okay.
Which is a beautiful, beautiful area, and of course all the food and wine, and I'm super excited.
And you're the type of guy that likes to do his research when it comes to anything like this.
Yes.
Is this a place that you've wanted to travel to for a long time?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I haven't been to Europe since I was like 19 or 20 with my
Okay.
parents. We went to England and a little bit in Amsterdam, and so this will be my first time this far east towards Italy. But my uncle's actually Italian, and my aunt and uncle are going to be in southern Italy, I think, in Sicily during
way.
this trip. So I don't know if I'll be able to kind of see them while I'm there, but it'd be kind of cool to be able to do that.
Are you going to be, you must be kind of close to them, right? While you're in Italy and maybe a couple hours away or something
Yeah,
like
probably
that?
a couple hours away.
Okay.
So I don't know if they'll try to make the trek north to meet up with us at Rome maybe when we
Mm-hmm.
first get there or not. But yeah, they go I think every year. So
That's really cool. Do you have any like family members or anybody that you know of that's going to be joining you on this trip as well?
likely my wife.
Okay.
She's really excited. She's been to Italy once with her family backpacking. They did some backpacking there. But again, that was a long time ago, and we're going to be hitting spots that she's never been to either. So
Okay.
that should be a lot of fun. And I don't know if my mom is going to come or not.
Cool.
We're kind of maybe thinking about that as well.
Cool. I'm assuming, right, Cosmo and Abby probably can't come, right?
No, unfortunately not.
Dang it.
Unfortunately not. It is kind of a little bit more of a strenuous trip. Like they gave it a activity rating of a 3, so that means
Oh.
we're going to be standing and walking for several hours at a time, and there's cobblestone and a bunch of stairs and stuff. So just keep that in mind if you guys want to come along. It is going to be a lot of kind of walking around and touring all these museums and stuff like that.
But all sorts of beautiful things,
Yeah.
all sorts of items. It's just going to be, I mean, honestly, it's probably a trip of a lifetime, to be honest
Oh,
with you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be a trip that I don't think you'll forget.
Yeah, yeah. And if people do want to sign up here with Colette and with you here, how would they go about doing that?
Well, I'm sure you guys have seen the commercials running, so you can call Colette and use the number at the top of the screen, the trip number. I've also posted a link on my Facebook page, and we should have it on our website as well.
Beautiful. Let's get to other life stuff because it's been a
Okay.
while since you've been on here,
Yeah.
Adam. Any new developments with Abby now? How old is she officially
Oh, man.
now?
She's, I think, 17 months now, and she is a monkey. She's crawling and running and not sleeping, so we're working on that. That hasn't been as much fun, but she's, other than that, just a happy kid.
Yes.
Like, she doesn't really cry that much.
It's funny comparing and contrasting, Abby with Wells, talking with Briggs
Yeah,
about Wells.
yeah.
Like, Wells sleeps just fine, but
I
then
know.
Wells has other things that it's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Just raising a kid in general just must be absolutely crazy, but cool, right?
Yeah,
Is that a summation?
I'm getting used to the lack of sleep.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine. How do you even? And we were talking about this before the show too. How do you even come into work when you're so lack of? You don't look like you're tired right
Red
now.
Bull and coffee.
That helps everything. It really
Yeah,
does.
and the nap when I can get it in.
Yep.
Yeah, so
that's
I try
smart.
to do that.
And Cosmo's still getting along with Abby pretty well, right?
Yeah, in fact, I think that their relationship is getting better and better because she's now like feeding him and giving him treats, and so he's looking at her as a provider now a little bit more. She loves our cat Archer.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Obsessed with our cat.
Yep.
So whenever the cat's on the couch with us, she'll try to go and cuddle with him, and she'll like give him kisses now, and it's really cute.
That's so sweet. And Cosmo, of course, just turned 5 years old. Is that
Yes.
true? Did you get Cosmo as a puppy, if I remember
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
you've had him for almost 5 years,
Yep,
correct?
Yep, we've had him for about 5 years. I think we picked him up when he was like 8 weeks old.
Oh, my
so in a
gosh.
couple months it'll be the gotcha day. But yeah, I mean, time has flown by. He's a happy dog. He loves going ice fishing with me. We got to do that once so far this year, and it was a ton of fun. He loves running alongside the snow machine. Like, he could do that all day.
I bet it tires him out. That's the best way to tire him out right there.
Yep. And then he
Just have him
sleeps
run
in
along.
the ice shack, and he's nice and quiet. Great dog for ice fishing.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love Cosmo. Thursdays are the best because Cosmo gets to come in here
Yep.
and hang out with us. So thank you so much for joining us here,
Yeah.
Adam. Of course, if you do want to learn more about the Colette trip, go on to northernnewsnow.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. The mullet contest at the Pennsylvania Farm Show is a sight to behold. This is always an interesting story every single year. Hundreds turned out recently for the Pennsylvania Farm Show as kids, teens, and adults showed off their carefully crafted mullets, all taking their shot at the championship crown. It's often referred to as business in the front, party in the back. We've all heard that saying. The enduring hairstyle is a salute to hockey players and hair metal bands. In addition to winners in age categories, there is also a Flow of Freedom Award. This goes to the most patriotic participant, and a Best in Grow will be awarded to the winner of all the categories. Look how young those kids are with
Right?
the big mullet.
I know. Wells doesn't know it yet, but he's getting signed up for that next year. I missed the sign-ups apparently for this year because He could have entered. His hair is getting kind of wily in the back.
He's got a lot of hair.
He kind of does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure does. Those kids are just so funny, though. They're so proud of
Right.
their hair. And I
love it.
that for
It's
them.
so cool. Oh my gosh. Did you see? Okay, I just saw this yesterday for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
A monumental move in one of our people that work here. Mr. Daniel Chiarelli shaved off his mullet, and now he's got like a normal haircut.
normal
I don't know if normal. Maybe that's not the word to use, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
He looked great in the mullet, and now it looks totally different, and also great in this new haircut
Yes,
style.
his previous hairstyle was very signature Daniel Chiarelli.
Yes.
You know, like we associated that with him to see him with a little cleanup of the party in the back. I'm like, who is that guy? I don't know.
He's all grown up. I don't know what the heck is going on. It's crazy.
It is. Well,
Yep.
in Wisconsin, a family is cleaning up after a deer crashed through the window of their home.
That's right. The uninvited guest was trapped inside for 2 days, Briggs, and had to be rescued. John Cavender has more on the scanner call to police.
Okay. Do you want a second unit?
Yeah, this could be interesting.
Okay, just took me a minute to make sure I was reading the call correctly.
A dispatch call for a broken window, a police presence, and animal control. All for a deer that managed to make its way into this Grand Chute home Monday.
We actually netted it, and we were going to use a blanket, but the animal had been in there a couple of days, so it was a little bit tired out, and we were able to just grab onto it by hand and take it out.
It had been there a couple days?
We think maybe Saturday.
According to CeeLo, the owners weren't home at the time of the break-in, and it wasn't until Monday morning when a neighbor noticed the deer in the basement. CeeLo showed Fox 11 around to where the damage happened.
Right there's the spot.
Since it had a few days in the house, the deer had time to make its way around.
It's a mess. Glass and poop everywhere.
The deer wasn't injured going in or out of the house. CeeLo says an animal winding up in a home is more common than you'd think.
Every season we deal with that. Yeah, anything from squirrels chewing up windows to raccoons coming down chimneys to deer smashing through windows.
After getting out of the confines of the house, the deer was immediately released into the wild. Now all that's left is a lot of cleanup for the homeowners. In Grand Chute, Josh Cavender, Fox 11 News.
Can you imagine?
deer.
Yeah, poor deer,
Yeah.
exactly. 2 whole days in a house, and I'm surprised they didn't like make a margarita or something and just chill, raid the fridge a little bit, you know?
Right, like
Yeah.
putting him in the bath, just relaxing. He probably wishes that could have been the case. He was probably just hunkered in the basement, like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
You know, poor guy. But glad to see they got him out. I'm sorry for those homeowners who had to deal with that mess that they mentioned.
I wonder if insurance
Thanks.
covers a deer going through your window. I hope it would,
I
right?
hope so.
Yeah.
Man, coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at what we have planned for later on this week. We'll see you back here in just a couple minutes. Before we go here today, they may not have made it to the playoffs, but a Michigan bakery is paying tribute to the Detroit Lions in the sweetest way possible. They created a gigantic cake that reimagines the Lions' iconic celebration after beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this season. Bakery leaders say it took a team of 25 people more than 400 hours to make the cake. It has 65 pounds of fondant, 4 sheets of cake, and 8 cases of Rice Krispie treats. How about that?
That's insane, and it's hanging. It's not even like,
Right?
it's not on just a normal sheet or something like that. How do you make it stay like that? That's so cool.
I don't know, and hopefully it doesn't fall because that was a lot of time and energy they put
Yes.
in. Man.
How could you even eat something like that? You see that going
Right.
on, it's like, oh my gosh. I was so sad when the Lions got out of the playoffs.
I know.
That's the other team I'd
I
want to see
know.
win the Super Bowl.
I was too.
Yep.
I'm now rooting for the Bears, I think.
Yes, let's go Bears.
Yeah.
Let's go on, I think they're playing on this Saturday or something. But coming up tomorrow as well, our beloved Ryan Half is back after his Mexico adventure. He's going to be ready to show off his tan and tell us all about the tales. I'm sure he's going to have also a ton of photos as well, which is
Yeah.
really, really cool. So good to see him back for sure.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see everything he did. He didn't post anything on social media, so
No.
hopefully that means he got a good break. and
Yes.
Got a good rest.
Amen. Thank you so much for doing this, Briggs.
Yes, thanks, Heather. It's
Always
to be
fun
here.
to have you. We love you all so much.
See you tomorrow.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day and enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.